USS Liberty. USS Liberty, a famous false flag. You want to get us in the war against Egypt? Well, then Israel and the CIA collaborate and bomb and kill American sailors on the USS Liberty. Too bad you didn't kill all of them, because a lot of them lived, and they told the world what the hell happened when they tried to use American sailors as a false flag to get us into a war against Egypt. Didn't work. Even though Lyndon Johnson and the CIA tried their damnedest to work with Israel to do it.
So you think Lyndon Johnson knew that American sailors were being murdered?
100%. It goes all the way to him. You could read Blood in the Water, Joan Mellon's incredible book.
That is so evil that I can't even...
He was an evil son of a bitch. And he knew, in fact, and wouldn't allow them to be rescued, by the way. Not only knew about it, but wouldn't allow them to be rescued. They hoped that every American died in the waters that day, but they didn't.
Lyndon Johnson knew this.
Yes. He knew it. And...
Well, I think he's paying for that right now.
Yeah,
I believe
you would hope.
Yeah.
And a lot of other people knew it too in the CIA. So I love when people today...
Some poor American sailors on a surveillance ship, not lightly armed, not really armed. I think they had like
it was a spy ship. Yeah. With massive American flags on the deck. We're a friendly ship. And the Israelis knew it. They had it in their control room on the wall. Friendly. They knew it. And the scout ships that were flying that morning knew it. So it's a lie that it was a mistake. It was not a mistake. We have the documents. We know that it wasn't a mistake. It was intentional.
But I didn't realize, I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to say it for some reason. But the idea of our country allowing the murder of our own sailors who did nothing wrong, were sent there. By the way, conscripted. We had the draft then.
Yeah.
Maybe not even there voluntarily.
It's a great point.
That the U.S. government knows that? I mean, I didn't know that until you just told me.
I hope the Trump administration, I hope Congressman Luna, who's been, heading up the
JFK Epstein.
Yeah, the release of files whole thing. I've spoken to these veterans of the USS Liberty, and their hope is that the Trump administration and the Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, will actually do a full investigation into this openly, publicly, and not pull any punches because of our friends in Israel, but actually put it all out there and go through the full investigation. Testimony from the veterans who were seeing eyeballs of the individuals that were bombing them and killing them on board the USS Liberty.
Strafing them, too.
Strafing them. And when they got in the water, strafing them. And knew that they were friendly.
Is that true?
Yeah. And knew that they were friendly. The captain of the ship said he'd never moved his ship as quickly. He'd never, I don't know the terminology. I'm not a sea captain. But he floored it in a way that he'd never done before. He was told with urgency to get there and to be put in position. And he was like, why am I being put in a position like in a kill zone? Like, why can I go another mile offshore when I'll be safe? No, you need to be right in this spot.
So the Pentagon set it up?
Oh, yeah. The CIA,
for them to be killed.
The CIA collaborated with the Israeli government and maneuvered a U.S. ship to this position to be killed, to be destroyed. The mission was for it to be totally destroyed. So you don't have people coming on my show telling you what they saw that day. Like, they all were supposed to be dead. Gulf of Tonkin, Remember the Maine. You could go down the list. 9/11. We have a long history of doing these things, and
I just feel like that's a pretty bright line. Lyndon Johnson did that on purpose. Wow, that's super, super dark.
And a lot of other dirty things.
A lot of other dirty things. So the most famous dirty thing, of course, that he did was participate in some way, it's still not clear, in the murder of the president.
Right, JFK.
And you really see this in Johnson is on the plane in Dallas and learns that Kennedy has been murdered and then is sworn in on the plane as president. It's really clear from Caro's description that this is not a surprise to him.
Not a surprise at all.